Okay, so there's such thing as being a justified criminal. I don't even give a shit. And now when I say justified criminal, I'm not saying you can be justified for breaking into your neighbor's house. That's not justified. What I'm saying is that yesterday I was at the grocery store and I was trying to buy some steak. It wasn't ringing up in the self-checkout line and nobody was there to help me. I mean, I literally sat there with my hand in the air for like a minute just doing this. Nobody helped me out. I got a free T-bone steak. I don't feel guilty about it. You know, it's almost like an unwritten rule. If nobody's there to help me, I'm not fucking paying for it. Kind of, you know, like at the movie theater, how it's an unwritten rule to bring your own candy in when you shouldn't? Motherfucker, I am not paying $10 for a goddamn candy bar. I'm going to the gas station across the street and I'm stuffing my pants until I walk in there looking like fucking Santa Claus. If you're somebody who's ever snuck a soda pop, a candy bar, a bag of popcorn, that would be just impressive. You are completely justified. You're already paying like $15 to watch a fucking movie you could pirate for free. You're not overpaying for their bullshit prices. You don't fucking have to. How did my intro go from me talking about stealing a steak to just ranting about movie theaters? I don't fucking know. Alright, what is up you guys, and welcome back to the return of This or That. For those who are new to this channel, occasionally I like to play a game called This or That. Basically all I'm doing is I'm selecting a player from a position and I'm picking 10 other players who are close to their skill level, in my eyes at least, and I'm choosing between them or the other player. And for those who haven't seen it yet, the last episode of This or That was on Kirk Cousins. I'll make sure to put that link in the description. And also guys, make sure to drink your vitamins. You can use code WyattzWorld to save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's get into This or That, Josh Jacobs edition. Okay, so Josh Jacobs, in my opinion at least, is one of the better running backs in the entire NFL. Now I wouldn't say he's top 5, he's not like Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, etc. But much like Kirk Cousins, to me at least, Josh Jacobs is kind of in that tweener where he's, you know, top 10, top 8, top 12, you know, he's just kind of there. And me being a Josh Jacobs fan, I think it's only fair that I find out just where the fuck he stands. Alright, so to start off this list, we've got Josh Jacobs' brand new partner in crime, Kenyon Drake. Okay, so I don't know if like the 1-2 punch combo thing is just becoming more of a thing in the NFL. You know, Cleveland, you've got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Tampa Bay has Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and now Giovanni Bernard. Jonathan Taylor, Marlon Mack in Indianapolis. Tariq Cohen, David Montgomery in Chicago. It's an ongoing trend. Okay, first and foremost, I'm taking Josh Jacobs over Kenyon Drake. And I feel like most Raiders fans probably would, but Kenyon Drake really isn't all that fucking bad. He got double-digit touchdowns last year, and he was just over 1,000 yards. Like, he is capable of being a #1 running back on any other given team. I just think when it comes to consistency and flat-out skill, Josh Jacobs is better than Kenyon Drake is. Now, with that being said, even though I'd take Josh, let me just go ahead and say that that offense is going to be pretty fucking entertaining to watch. But be warned, it's going to be very, very frustrating for fantasy owners. Great. Alright, up next we got Joe Mixon. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I kind of have an unhealthy obsession with Joe Mixon. I am a very big fan of his. And I'll continue to defend Mixon because look what happened to Burrow last year. The same thing that's been happening to Mixon. He gets no protection, he gets fucking hurt. Look guys, we've seen healthy Joe Mixon time and time again. We know how fucking good he is, but what's scary about Joe Mixon is that not only is he one of the best running backs in the league when healthy, but he's one of the best receiving backs. Injuries can be worrisome, but on a team like the Bengals, they can almost be expected. I'm willing to bet that if you put Joe Mixon in Josh Jacobs' spot, Joe Mixon is going to put up better numbers. Now, Josh is my boy. I think he's really good. There's no disrespect here, but if it came down to a race, I'm picking Joe Mixon over Josh Jacobs. Alright, up next we got Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette. Look, I know I give Leonard Fournette an unbelievable amount of shit. He's fine. He's great in the playoffs, whoop-de-fucking-do. I'm not taking Leonard Fournette over Josh Jacobs. And I would have no reason to take Leonard Fournette over Josh Jacobs. Other than the playoffs, Leonard Fournette didn't do shit this year. And sure, you can bring up his 2019 year where he had 1,100 rushing yards or whatever it was. Okay, he's got 1,100 yards. Well, he's only got 3 fucking rushing touchdowns to show for it. I know it sounds like I'm taking a fat shit on Leonard Fournette right now, and I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. I'm not saying that I wouldn't ever take him and that his career is completely over, because clearly it's not. But if you put Leonard Fournette and Josh Jacobs in front of me, the way I'm picturing that, you got a PlayStation 4 or you got a PlayStation 5. It's pretty goddamn obvious which one I'm going to go to. Alright, up next we got Melvin Gordon, Josh Jacobs, by 1.5 miles. Potentially by 100 miles. Yo, I know Melvin Gordon didn't do that bad this year. He had almost 10 touchdowns and he had like 1,000 yards. That's pretty fucking good, I'm not gonna lie. More importantly, I know how good Melvin Gordon was when he was healthy on the fucking Chargers. I'm very well aware who Melvin Gordon is, but I would not take him over Josh Jacobs. I think Jacobs is a better runner. I think Jacobs is a smarter runner. I think Jacobs has better ball security. And just flat out, I think Josh Jacobs has a much higher ceiling than Melvin Gordon does at this stage in his career. Now, with that being said, I am very curious to see how Melvin Gordon does this year. I know Phillip Lindsay just went to the Texans, meaning Melvin Gordon's got the complete control of the backfield. Unless they start running Royce Freeman, which I don't even know if they fucking have him anymore. Fucking Royce Freeman, dude. The same goddamn year that Le'Veon Bell held out and I picked him in fantasy, I drafted Royce Freeman in the 3rd fucking round. And then Royce got his job taken by an undrafted Phillip Lindsay. Dude, I got fucked that year before it even started. Up next, we got Austin Ekeler, one of the most underrated players in the history of the NFL. I say that a lot. I just think that he is so criminally underrated, it's not even funny. Obviously, key word is healthy, but when healthy, Austin Ekeler is an unbelievable talent in the NFL. Yeah, the guy will go out there and rush for only 600-700 yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns. That's not that great. Okay, fuck it, fine. Then Austin Ekeler will switch over to wide receiver and carry in another 1,000 yards and 10 more touchdowns that way. Now, I know this is all coming off of Melvin Gordon's holdout campaign year, but hey, when healthy, he looked pretty goddamn good this year too, didn't he? This one is close, and it is really close, but I'm going to go with Austin Ekeler just on the fact that you cannot be that dependent on Josh Jacobs to catch a pass. Not saying he's a bad receiving back, but he ain't as good as Austin Ekeler, and he's not even fucking close to it. That and Austin Ekeler is putting up Pro Bowl numbers while getting paid $4 a year to fucking do it. He doesn't need a $1 billion contract, but god damn it, pay the man. Alright guys, once again, we're going to interrupt this program for yet another Wyatt's World exclusive G Fuel review. Damn it, I'm never going to get that down. Anyway, today we're doing the snow cone flavor. So I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I kind of took a fat shit on this when it first came out. I don't know, I just thought it sounded dumb. I mean, it smells kind of like fruit. And I mean, it smells like fruit, but it's almost like fruit and then a mixture of that smell you get when you walk into a candy store, if you know what I'm saying. Whoa, now it smells like lemonade. What the fuck? Now, I wouldn't say snow cone is necessarily the flavor I get, but I really like this. Like, there's most definitely some sort of candy blue raz type flavor in it, but that's almost immediately overtaken by some, like, I want to say cherry maybe? Honestly, I'd give snow cone like an 8.3. Also, guys, make sure to use code WyattzWorld to save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Alright, up next we got my boy, James Robinson. And this gets a little emotional because this man came into the league undrafted and he carried my fucking team this year. I'm gonna cry. I'm taking James Robinson, and this is gonna stir up a lot of feathers and I don't blame you. 1,000 plus rushing yards, 300 plus receiving yards. And what did I just get done saying about Austin Ekeler when it comes to a running back who can double dip? Look, if we're judging their size and how they run the ball, Josh Jacobs and James Robinson are almost identical. Wrecking balls. They're fucking wrecking balls. But much like I said with Austin Ekeler, and what's taking some points off of Jacobs here is the fact that you can rely a little bit more on James Robinson to catch a pass than you can with Josh Jacobs. This one is almost a coin toss, but by a smidge, and just a smidge, I am rolling with James Robinson. I really hope Urban Meyer can turn things around for this team. Alright, up next we have Chris Carson. No, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs on this one, and I'm going to go heavy Josh. I don't think Chris Carson's that bad, and he is actually a pretty good receiving back too. But it's not going to be enough to overcompensate Josh Jacobs like Austin Ekeler and James Robinson could. I just think Josh Jacobs is a much better running back than Chris Carson. And I know, Carson had back-to-back years of 1,000 plus yards 2 years ago or whatever the fuck it was. Plus, Chris Carson seems like he's in and out of an injury tent after every single fucking play. Carson's good. I'd probably put him in the top 15 area, but I'm not going to put him above Josh Jacobs. Alright, next up we got Kareem Hunt. If Kareem Hunt did not kick a girl in the head, he would be a Super Bowl champion on the Kansas City Chiefs and would probably be a top 5 running back in the NFL right now. Look, I'm not condoning what he did. I'm not sticking up for his act. He did a shitty fucking thing. He got a shitty fucking price to pay. But you look past what he did and you look at Kareem Hunt as an actual fucking running back, he is a lot better than Josh Jacobs is. Matter of fact, I'd say Kareem Hunt is better than Saquon, and I'd say he's better than Zeke. But his role as a starting running back in the league has basically been taken away from him because of his stupid actions. Like I said, he did it to himself. Now, when it comes to making a decision between the two, I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt. If you're going to take Josh Jacobs over Kareem Hunt and you don't have a valid argument, I'm just going to assume you're holding a grudge against Kareem Hunt for what he did. And more power to you. Like I said, I don't fucking blame you. Alright, up next we got James Conner. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs on this one, and this was by far the easiest question of the day. What incentive could you possibly fucking have that would make you take James Conner over Josh Jacobs? I honestly want to know. James Conner is fine, but to me, I think he's going to spend the rest of his career playing in a role similar to Leonard Fournette, or Marlon Mack, or Kareem Hunt. Basically what I'm saying is I think James Conner is a number 2. I don't think he's a number 1. Not saying he can't be. We saw him the year Le'Veon Bell stepped out. He was fucking great. But ever since then, he's been kind of slowly declining. In every other game, it seems like he's sitting on the bench as a healthy fucking scratch. Speaking of James Conner, I guess he was hurt all offseason, and that's why he didn't do any free agency visits, but apparently he's been with the Cardinals for the last few days. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to end with a banger. We got Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor on this one. He had like 1,200 yards this year, and he averaged 5 yards a fucking carry. Like, I know he had a slow start, but anybody who watched and paid attention to football, Jonathan Taylor was fucking elite at the end. Kind of like Nick Chubb when he first went to the Browns. You know, he wasn't really used at all for the first couple games, and then when they started using him, they realized who the fuck they had. This could be a bold statement, but I'm willing to make it. Jonathan Taylor is going to be a top 10 running back in the league for a very long time. He might not be there yet in your guys' book because he's a rookie. Just wait until after this year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year. I mean, the only reason the Colts got Jonathan Taylor is because when he came out of Wisconsin, he had like 300 more carries on his legs than any other running back in the fucking draft. Now, Josh Jacobs plays kind of similar to Jonathan Taylor. I just think Jonathan Taylor is better at everything. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for this episode of This or That. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want me to do another athlete of your choosing, feel free to put them in the comments. If it absolutely blows up, I'll more than likely do it. For those who have been waiting for another episode of All About Anything, you can expect that probably tomorrow. If you guys haven't already, make sure to hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, any of my socials. Guys, I'm always posting all sorts of dumb shit. And for anybody who's been using my G Fuel code, you guys have been going fucking crazy. I hope you guys like the G Fuel. You guys ever use my code? Make sure to tweet that shit at me. I'll like the fuck out of that. But anyway, guys, that is going to be all. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. And as always, I will see you in the next video.